everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in that fabulous rainbow in between, we welcome you to a special presentation. For the 100th episode of Killing 15 Minutes, which will still be coming, we've decided that we're going to give a special preview to the next major collaboration between Sam Rossi, the writer of K15, and AJ Carey, the voice of K15. This time in Mything 15 Minutes, which is written by me, AJ Carey, and you get to hear Sam talk. It will be fun. Hello and welcome to Mything 15 Minutes, where you get your urban legend, folklore, and tales fixed in 15 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm AJ Carey, and in a moment I'll be handing the rough draft of a script I wrote to my sister, Sam Rossi, to read an urban legend she may or may not know. This should be interesting. Take it away, Sammy.
Thanks, bro. For the first episode of Mything 15 Minutes, we are going to do a well-known, everybody knows, urban legend. A couple stops at the local Lover's Lane for a little hinky and or pinky. Before they get to the act, a radio broadcast interrupts, saying there was a breakout at the local insane asylum. A serial killer with a hook is on the loose. The guy doesn't care, but the girl, she's too freaked out to get frisky. Now here's where it gets a little bit different depending on who's telling the story. A little flavor.
Flavor?
Flavor.
Got that emerald little bam.
Bam! Sometimes they hear the message and leave to find a hook on the back handle of their car. Other times there's scraping sound that causes them to leave. And of course the most popular is the car not starting and the guy's going out to see if he can fix it. And he dies. Oops. Or they try to escape in a hurry.
By the way, when I was doing research for this, I honestly never heard the vanilla version.
I've never heard the vanilla.
At the very least, there's always a scraping sound,
Yep.
like on the door or something like that. It's never, oh my God, there's someone on the loose, let's go home. It's always the dude being like, so what? I'm hard. Me. Why aren't we thinking about me?
That sounds about right.
Sadly, that was my teen years.
Now you at home may be already saying, no, that's not how it goes. They break down on a back road, or they were necking at a cemetery. All those are valid too, because of the nature of urban legends. They grow and shift in retelling to add local color, or in the way it's being told. Like we had the breakout at OCJ, or the breakout at the Mohawk, or the breakout from CNY, or what's the other one? There's like 4 in the same area.
There's the state pen.
There's the state, and the state, and the state.
And OCJ.
I'm not sure there is anyone who doesn't know a variation of this tale. Morality tales are nothing new, and when they are about scaring teens away from the sex, it's going to be get cultural traction. AJ has decided to be nice and not go into the evolution of tales like Little Red Riding Hood and the cautionary literature evolved into serial killers stopping teens from swapping DNA in the back seat.
I actually could. There's a draft of this that honestly did turn into the evolution of urban legends from what we consider fairy tales now. Don't go straying.
You don't go straying off the path. You should be always on the path. You should know where you're going.
Yeah,
path
because
is safe.
But that's because I already know of the evolution of that because I am a very big werewolf person.
Yep.
So, I knew that. And then it's one of those things that a lot of people do kind of link cautionary tales, but not a lot of people realize that the urban legends we have now is an extension of that.
Yes.
Look in your back seat. There might be someone there to kill you.
You know what? I love the winter. Because then the windows fog up. Sorry.
That's actually what I hate about spring is when it gets really hot during the day and then really cold at night, and then all of a sudden there's already condensation on it, and all I'm thinking is, I saw this movie. I don't want that.
For this specific story, one of, if not the first, official writing on it was actually universally considered to be a 1960 Dear Abby
article. No, I didn't actually put... Dear Abby, for those of us who aren't old, was a series of article columns. You know, Dear Abby...
You write into somebody who answers your questions for you.
You know, Dear Abby, my husband really likes it when I tickles his prostate, and he always calls me Michael when we have sex. Should I be worried?
I don't think that was Dear Abby.
No, that was Dr. Ruth. That was
Dr. Ruth.
That would be more. That would be more Dr. Ruth.
Rest in peace, Dr. Ruth. Which was that simple, clean version. Let's try that from the beginning. For this specific story, one of, if not the first official writing on it, was universally considered to be a Dear Abby 1960 Dear Abby article, which was the simple, clean version. However, a rule of thumb when talking about rumors, tales, and legends is that, at least before the internet anyways, being put to a page was off after it had become well told publicly. I wanted to say prolifically.
Well, pretty much it is prolific and public.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows before the time of the internet, because internet is, as soon as someone wants to say something, they'll say it, and then 100 people will retweet it, reshare it, all that.
Right.
But before that, it would have to be prolific in society before it becomes official canon. Does that make sense?
It totally does. What's that word?
Folklorists. Those are people...
I know what folklore is, but that...
You can't pronounce it.
Folklorist.
Folklorist!
Folklorist. Shit! Alright. Well, checks out the folklorists agree it started to spread.
Just say people who study folklore.
No, I can't say that either!
You can't say folk?
Folk?
No, folk.
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 Lore.
Lore.
Folklore.
Folklore. I might keep this in.
It's at least a TikTok. No, folk.
Folk.
Is that how you pronounce the word folk?
Folk.
Transfolk.
Transfolk.
Folk! You said folk!
Folk.
The folks down at the store.
The folks down at the store.
Stop pronouncing the L! Oh my god! This is like Ezra with the medal! It's metal! And now that I've blown the fucking mic out!
I'll have to edit that out. Wow, you really blew it out. Alright. Agree was initially...
Folklore! Say folklore! Chowder! Say chowder!
It's chowder!
Chowder! I'll kill you!
Sorry. Which checks out that folklorists agree it started to spread in the late 40s and definitely throughout the 50s.
Thank you!
And honestly, yeah, the 50s were a hell of a time. There's an interesting book about the epidemic of serial killers born from 1930 to 1950, thanks in large part to the Great Depression and World War II, and post World War II. So a huge shift in the United States. So yeah, read American Serial Killers: The Epidemic Years by Peter Vronsky.
We have that now.
May come up on Killing 15 Minutes sometime. So yeah, the American cultural upheaval of post-war led to the massive change in technology, the teen experience, and most important, a new wave of conservative values. So a cautionary tale about necking is rife for the spreading. Granted, Lover's Lane killers were also on the rise. Now, did that stop anyone from playing around in cars? Maybe, but doubtful since it has been absorbed into the zeitgeist. And now 70 plus years later, I'm sure everyone has a version in a movie or a show that is used as a template to some level. So yes, there was a general hindsight that there were serial killers to fear, and it's ingrained enough to a tale for entertainment today. But before we wrap up, looking at Wikipedia had AJ laughing. Overanalyst has people trying to interpret the Hookman in some awkward ways. For instance, to some, the hook is a phallic symbol, and I'm sorry, but no. This is an abstinence morality tale, if not just kids scaring each other. The hook is not a phallic murder weapon. A knife is, goddammit!
A knife. It is straight. It is penetrating. A hook is curved. It is a flaccid symbol. But actually, I don't think it's a symbolic weapon. Like, the hook is more, because it is more striking to visually.
I agree.
Without having to make it an ornate knife or something really cool. You know what I mean? Visually going, it's a hook hand. But there is also people on there that were saying that it's actually an ableist thing. That the hook is actually a prosthetic. And it's like, guys, I like the energy of wanting to overanalyze. It's what I do a lot. But the hook is not a phallic symbol. Okay? The tale itself doesn't even involve actual murder initially.
Right.
I'm assuming, doing the research, this is just on me, the murder actually starts up in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
I actually did allude to the Lover's Lane killings in 1954, I want to say.
Something like
45 or 54.
I want to say 54, but it could have been 45 because of post World War II.
Well, and that's where I also kind of gloss over that the reason things changed in the 50s to 70s. Like, the book was on the serial killer epidemic that became a thing because of the 30s to the 50s.
Right.
You know, people born in the 30s would be the killers in the 50s, stuff like that.
Right.
The cultural upheaval of that time frame led to it's where, even as a society, we've never really recovered culturally.
No.
We have been a PTSD society for over 70 years, and the closest thing we've ever done is try and mask it.
This is true.
Anyways, no, you get to overanalyze.
I can't overanalyze the hook, man.
But his hook is a penis.
No, it's not. Now, I have heard the story where he hangs up the guy at from a rope, and it's the guy's feet that is scratching the top of the car.
See, there's that version I've heard. I saw it, I believe Supernatural used that as their basis for the Hookman.
Yep.
And I want to say it was in Urban Legends or one of those other slasher movies. Like,
I think it was Urban Legends.
I want to say it was Urban Legends, but officially, that part of the story where he's scraping on top of the car does not exist until later.
Okay.
But that's one of those things that I mean, where, you know,
everybody knows a version of this.
Everyone knows, yeah. Everyone knows a version. Or even, you've got the people, oh, my cousins, you know. Like, I think, I don't know if it was this take or one of the previous where I brought up, there is also, you know, they hear the scraping, or they see someone moving in the woods, and then hear the scraping, you know. There's a ton of different variations. Even I've heard variations. We've heard, you know, because we live so close to, you know, different insane asylums and prison systems in general.
Yep.
There's been totally different versions, you know, and it's evolved. And I love, this is one of those, everyone has a version of this one.
Yes.
Some people may not have heard the "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?" or the, you know, "What was licking your hand?" story. We will get
me out, that one.
We
That
will
one
get to
freaks me out
those.
the most.
They are on the list, but this one is the most universal because it has become an archetype.
Yep.
It's sort of like a Christmas carol.
Yep.
Everyone's used that as a template, even if they don't know the original story. Or It's a Wonderful Life. Everyone assumes they know the original story, but it's the most pre-watched movie I've ever heard of. Pre-watch is like pre-read, you know. A lot of people, because of the zeitgeist, everyone has an assumption as if they have read it, or as if they have engaged with it on more than just a superficial level.
Right. It's like comparing A Muppet's Christmas Carol to the Scrooge.
Yeah.
Or there was another Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
You got
there was a lot.
Got the one with Jim Carey.
Yeah. You have the Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yep. I know multiple versions of that, but I always think Muppet's Christmas Carol is much more to the book.
Yes and no. They obviously Muppetize a lot.
Right.
But at the same time...
It added music.
Yeah. But it is one of those things where, because there's so many different iterations of it, it is a pre-watched thing. It is... Everyone knows this story, even if they only saw it because of Supernatural, or because, you know, they saw it on a creepypasta, you know.
Or they read the book.
Or they read... I'm talking about the Hookman now.
Yeah, the book, I mean, as in the scary book.
Scary Stories to Tell. Yeah, that's actually, I believe, the first place. I know we were talking about this before this record, but I think that was the first time I really engaged with that story, too. I mean, it came out when I was like 7.
Yeah.
And I still think
when I read it,
and we still have a copy of either the first one or the second one in the garage.
I know that there's 3 versions. There's 3 books.
There's 3 books. We had all 3 at one point.
We did.
And honestly, I am still terrified at the artwork.
Yeah, because it was so...
Not creepy. Kids. And a lot of people...
it was a book made for
It was
kids.
A Scholastic... I got my copies from the Scholastic Book Fair. And I believe those are the creepy... You know what I mean? It's weird. That and the black and white film, The Man Who Grins. Or The Man...
Yeah, that one was...
It's not a horror thing at all, but because of how visually disturbing the grinning man is...
Yeah.
In fact, he's the guy who inspired Bill Finger when he was designing the Joker.
Cool.
I know. So anyways, final thoughts. Would you go necking in the woods today?
Well, not today.
Well, yeah, your wife's at work and...
Yeah, my wife's at work. So I'm not that necking in the woods today. But ask me again tomorrow. We might do that tomorrow. Who knows?
Yo, sign off.
I'm Sam Rossi.
And I'm AJ Carey. Later, y'all.
Wheel of Random is turn, turn, turn. Tell us the 15 minutes we shall learn.
I'm Sam Rossi, writer and co-host of Randomly 15 Minutes, where the Wheel of Randomness gives me the topic and I write about it.
I'm Megan Klodnicki, and I'm the host of Randomly 15 Minutes. I cold read what Sam writes and learn in real time about a random topic.
You can find us on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.
Follow us on Facebook at Randomly 15 Minutes to get more random facts.